made a bunch of other friends that like go to OSU through SPO stuff.
Oh, good.
And like I just had other friends from high school that went to OSU. So, nothing against it, except for in football. Yeah, they didn't deserve to be in the CFP last year, and I'm glad they weren't in it this year.
Hot take.
Go Cats. Hey, when you play 5 games and your entire conference has to adjust their rules so that you get in.
Really? See, I don't know anything about football, so like.
I know too much about football. That's my mom's consistent rule whenever I go out to dinner with her. Is me and my dad get to talk about football for like 10 minutes and then we just can't talk about it. So we use it sparingly, just every once in a while, just like, hey, did you hear about this?
So you don't just take the 10 minutes like
no
all at once.
No,
you have to spread it out.
Yeah, because every once in a while, so we've done it before where we take the 10 minutes and then later I'll remember, oh yeah, I heard this crazy thing. And I try and bring it up and my mom's like, no.
Dang.
Don't do that.
So she have a timer just like sitting there, just like
no, she just like kind of it's like a 10 minutes like
sure
general. Yeah, so it is like the number one thing I talk about. It's great for analogies. It is fun to keep track of.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. It's exciting and
fair enough.
There's a lot of cool storylines in football.
Yeah,
okay, that
cross the water. Cross the border.
St. Louis is a nice city. I only went for like half an hour, went to a big church and went up in the arch and I was like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah.
It's sad that they still have the Rams stadium there. I feel bad for St. Louis. I hate the Rams now. I am happy that Matthew Stafford and Aaron Donald and Andrew Whitworth all got Super Bowl rings. I wish Andrew Whitworth had gotten a Super Bowl ring with the Bengals, but oh well.
At least he made it.
At least he made it. You know what? We'll get him next time. Like, quite literally, we'll probably be there next year.
Probably will be.
I am very confident.
Yeah. I honestly
maybe a little too confident, but
I was also really confident that Chiefs would make it this year again. And
we talked about
how that worked out.
Yeah.
So
did not go well for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know. That game was pretty rough against the Bengals, but I'm happy that like it was the Bengals. Like if it was just some rando like schmuck team.
I still think it's so funny. So did you hear about the whole controversy with wow, that was a horrible pronunciation of that. Controversy with the Bills-Chiefs game and the overtime rules.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the overtime rules in the NFL currently are flip a coin. Whichever team calls it right gets to choose to receive or kick.
Yeah.
Whoever scores the first touchdown wins.
Okay.
However, if that first touchdown is not scored, the other team gets a chance to take it back, and then it's just next score wins.
Okay.
So that's how we beat the Chiefs is we intercepted them in overtime and then set up the field goal for Money Mac to send us to the Super Bowl because Money Mac's the greatest kicker of all time. Except for Justin Tucker. I do still like Justin Tucker. So the game before that, the Bills versus Chiefs game, went to overtime as well. Mm-hmm. And the Chiefs won the coin toss and scored on their opening play, essentially. I think they might have run 2 or 3 plays, but still they scored on the first drive of overtime. Bills didn't get any chance to, do anything against it. And they went home, and the Chiefs went on to play us and lose. Also in overtime. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were like, oh, the overtime rules suck because they don't get a chance to That
is kind of whack.
So here's my personal opinion, especially on this set of events.
Sure.
The Bills had a lead with 13 seconds left in the game. They have to stop one drive.
That's okay. I didn't hear about this part.
You have to stop one drive.
Yeah.
You're not playing the best defense of your life in that 13 seconds. It's 13 seconds.
Right.
You don't even need to play all 13. You need to play 1 second of that where you catch the ball before the Chiefs do.
Right.
And then, boom, game over. You're on to the AFC Championship game, probably beating the Bengals, because I love the Bengals. I thought we were one of the best teams this year. Obviously, we were.
Right.
I think the Bills would have beat us.
Really?
I think they just matched up better against us than the Chiefs did.
Gotcha.
Also, we just beat the Chiefs earlier in the year, so we still, early in the month. Mm-hmm. So we were, pretty fresh on how we play against them. And Lou Anarumo is an incredible defensive coordinator and is able to make a bunch of crazy adjustments at halftime that make it look like Patrick Mahomes doesn't know how to play football anymore.
Yeah, that's facts. I watched that game and I was like...
Yeah.
What happened to this man?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we caught that interception, I was watching with like 6 of my friends, and we were all just like, "Oh my gosh!" like jumping up and down.
Right.
That was a great time. But yeah, so that's my honest opinion. Is like, Bills can't stop them in 13 seconds. Really?
You kind of deserve to lose.
Yeah, you kind of force this upon yourself. Now, I do agree. The whole coin toss essentially deciding like who wins or loses.
Yeah.
Sure. But also it doesn't, because the Bengals lost the coin toss.
And they won.
So,
But they did have to get an interception. And
yeah. But, we had to play defense.
Right.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play defense. You have to play both. Defense wins championships. That is the saying.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And our defense won us the AFC championship.
Yeah.
Was not quite able to win us the Super Bowl, but that's because we were going up against Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. 2 of the best at their individual positions. So...
Yeah.
I'm not too upset about that, honestly. I'm just sad that we lost. I don't. I'm not. It's not like I'm blaming it the refs specifically or Eli Apple specifically. I think it's a collection of things that didn't go our way.
Yeah.
We had 7 drives in the third quarter where we came up pointless.
Yeah.
If we score on any of those drives, even just a field goal, we win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Or at least we go to overtime, I think. Because if we score a field goal, it's 23-23 with time expiring. So
yeah. And Bengals were up for most of the game.
Yeah. We didn't score first, but once we got scoring, we took the lead and held it pretty well, and then just kind of puttered away at the end.
Right.
Because the refs decided, we're going to start making calls. And then they gave the Rams 10 tries at the goal line. If you give Matt Stafford 10 tries at the goal line, he's probably going to score one of them. You give anyone 10 tries at the goal line, they're probably going to score. Yeah, so there were just a couple different things in that game that were just like, that was kind of sucky. Would have liked that to have gone differently.
Right.
But, it was a good learning experience for our guys.
Sure.
So.
But the Bengals also got that touchdown with the face grab and everything. But they shouldn't have had.
The Rams also prevented us from getting a touchdown with a hold that also should have been called. So there were just all sorts of things that were like kind of makeup calls that just should have been called correctly in the first place, and no one would be as upset as they are.
Sure. And
the game might have turned out differently. It might have turned out the same. I just like consistency in my refereeing. That's my main thing. It's just like, if you're not gonna call it for the first 50 minutes or 58 minutes, don't call it in the last 2, you know? Because that's essentially what they did, is like, they're not calling any holding, any face mask, anything like that. All of a sudden, a linebacker is able to get a stop against the offensive player of the year. Oh, tweet. Holding. No.
Yeah.
You can watch that. His arm goes clean off.
Okay, I do remember that now.
Yeah, and it's just like, what the heck is this? Come on. But, oh well. It's in the past. Looking forward to next year. This is why my mom stops me from talking about football. Because, again, I could go on about this.
Right.
But I'm gonna stop myself.
Yeah. Watching that AFC Championship and then watching the Super Bowl this year, I think was the first time I had ever watched a football game like all the way through. Because as we had previously established, not my favorite sport. Not something that interests me that much. But I just say those 2 games honestly were enough to be like, all right, I get some of the hype.
Yeah.
Like, understand. Still not my favorite. But
I think the thing that really got it like to be probably my favorite sport was playing fantasy football for the first time.
Yeah.
That was just so much, because like you're invested in every game. Every game now has like meaning behind it. I've heard the same thing about sports betting, which is currently illegal in Ohio, and that's probably good for me because I don't want to lose all my money.
How about Kentucky?
I don't want to drive to Kentucky to. I think it's actually no. I lied. I think it's still illegal in Kentucky too.
Okay.
I think
you only got to go like 20 minutes.
Yeah. No. Oh man. I think it's illegal in Ohio and Kentucky, but not illegal in Indiana.
So like 30 minutes.
Yeah. But again, still, it's probably for the best that I just don't do it at all. Because I will spend all of my money doing that. I might make a bunch of money, but I also might just lose a bunch of money too. Enough. So, I think it's only illegal for like online sports betting. Oh. I think I could go to like a casino, because that just recently became legal in Ohio too. There was a time where Ohio was just kind of a sad place to live. Really? And then we were like, let's add casinos and let's get good at football. We did those 2 things.
Got a little bit better.
Best state in the country. Because we are. Kansas likes to claim, "Oh, we're the heart of it all." No, you guys are like the empty like sternum.
I mean, we're literally the geographic center of the United States.
Yeah, which is the geographic center of a person is the sternum, and there's like nothing there. The heart's up over here. Also, Ohio's heart shaped.
No, the heart is in the center. It's only a little bit to the left. I mean, that's where your
Look at that map. There's a map right over there, and Ohio is a little bit to the left of center, and it's shaped like a heart.
It's kind of shaped like a heart.
It's shaped more like a heart than Kansas is.